What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great Monday morning. Unless you're invested in crypto, that is, because me crash, me go zero. So what are we gonna do now? Uh help, help. I'm just kidding. Look, I think everybody should be fine. However, when you look at the charts and you look at what's happened in the last month, you got to be kind of nervous. And I'm going to import something that I think is going to be easy for you guys to try to help out and get a better understanding and an idea about what's happening in this market. And hopefully that's going to be a very, very cool thing. Now, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. We're going to talk about all that and more. We've got, what do we have here? We've got Microstrategy bought 2,530 more Bitcoin. Should have caused a pump, but it didn't. What happened? We've got crypto market seeing a surge in long liquidations as altcoins suffer steep losses. And I'm going to show you how steep these are. Ethereum whales are dumping everywhere. Something's going on there, but PEPE whales are accumulating like crazy. So money maybe is just kind of shifting around. Maybe there's not something crazy going on. Maybe there's not a ton of money being pulled out. Maybe it's just being kind of moved around. It's about to re-enter the market. We'll see what happens. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys. So I think it's important that we look at something different to give us kind of an idea and perspective that might be just a tiny bit different from what I normally look at and stuff like that. And with that, let's talk bubble maps. So I broke down and now we're using bubble maps for a little while. So these are the top 100s right now. Bitcoin down 3%. The real virtual hex, Pith down about 10%, Beam down about 10%, WLD down about 10%, Pengu down 9%, Brett 10.5%. So there's some downward momentum in the broader crypto market. Moving into the top 100 to 200, Fartcoin up 4% today. I don't know why it tickles me to be able to say that, but God damn it. Dog down 16.9, AIXBT down 20%. Moving into the 200 to 300 range. You see, this is just the day. Swarms down 26%, Zerebro down 20%. Moving into this range right here, one of the big downs right now, DevvE down 17.6%. On the weekly, DevVE's up 12.4%. But in this range here, you've got Pippin having a nice little run. For the month so far, DevVE's up 66%, Pippin 677%, Cookie 429, Ava 605. So when you zoom out to the monthly right now, you've got a lot more nice option. But as we zoom out here and we look at this time frame, then we start to see that altcoins have really, really, really struggled. If you're not a meme coin, just kind of floating around out here, then there's not a lot of upward momentum. Even that AI16Z, which is up 44%, moving into this range, and Move token moving into this range in the top 100s. There's not that many that are really going crazy. BGB, I think, is the BitGet token. And BitGet, of course, I think got bought by somebody. So I think that's the reason for the significant pump over there. Weeks token, by the way, I think pumped 100%. So it could be that some of these exchanges tokens are just kind of pumping. So that's what's going on in the markets, and that's what it looks like. And the fear and greed index now sitting at 61. Remember, a couple days ago it dipped down to 50, so we had at least a little downward momentum, but it wasn't sustained. We were back up at 70 the next day, now back down to 62 and 61 as of right now, with the broader market down $104 billion. And by the way, it got wild. Remember, I Friday we set a buy order to prevent liquidation. We would have got liquidated on my Bitcoin long if I had not set that buy order, because it dipped down to 89,251. And here it is right here. I added to that long at that position. So my average entry is now 92,581. And my liquidation spot is 88,563. Again, you look at this, it was 89,100 is what it went down to. So if you remember, on Friday, 89,500 was like my level. So I was able to buy at 90,622. That's when the order got filled, 90,600. So we're going to hold on to this for a little while. I'm going to set another stopper down here at the bottom because I do want to keep this. I think I want to keep this long going for a little while. So I'm going to throw some more into it at these low levels when I'm down a little bit to get that liquidation down further and just kind of keep protecting it for a while, because I think that ultimately, if I throw in another $600 down here and create a little bit more leverage in that position, then I think eventually it turns around and eventually it goes crazy. And, again, I could ride it down all the way to 80,000. And I think I would still be pretty comfortable with that position. So we'll see what happens over the next couple days. But yeah, we're going to stick with that. Fear and greed index going crazy. So here's what happened in the overnights, just to clarify a few things that are going on right now. Microstrategy acquired another 2,530 Bitcoin for $243 million, taking their holdings to 450,000 Bitcoin. Now, every Sunday, they buy more Bitcoin. That's what they've been doing. So every Sunday night, we get this wild new big buy, and this one 2,530, and should have led to a pump. Now, when you look at the overnight market on the 1 hour and you see 7 o'clock last night, like right in this little range right here, you saw the start of a little bit of a pump, and then that was off of this move over here, which of course came down. That was Sunday right there. Through midday, we were sitting pretty good. And then when the Asian market started, it started a big time sell-off. Now, I don't know if that meant we caught the bottom right here or not. It looks like it, but it's early. But we started off with a little bit of a pump on the news that MicroStrategy was making that buy. And then we dumped super hard. And where did we dump super hard to? By the way, I don't even have to, you don't even have to make this shit up anymore. Like, it's following exactly this little trend line right here. Now, I don't like that it wicked down here again. Makes me nervous, but I mean, protect the position or don't. You know what I mean? If we get a nice little insignificant run going and, get back into some range here, 125,000 is where I set or 124,000 is where I set the take profit. And that would be 4,320 in profit off of it, 678%. So that's what I'm holding on for, because I still think that the market is about to reverse. And I don't know that we caught the bottom of that wick. I'm not sure that I caught the bottom of it, but if I did, then I'm going to be holding this thing for a long ass time, because if I can, again, I say 175 as a minimum, right? 175 is an $11,000 profit. If it goes to where I'm telling you guys, I think it's actually going to end up, that's a $21,000 profit. So, we'll just let this thing ride. I'm going to set the full take profit for right now at 124,000. I will feel better when we start to get into that range other than the bottom of the range. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this is going to look like if we have to set a new buy to get down there just a little bit lower. So, we'll see what happens. But although, by the way, I get wrecked at any time at this point. This market is going absolutely haywire. 382 million in liquidations in the last 24 hours. So, anyway, Microstrategy has now made another big buy, leading to bullish sentiment overall. But crypto markets see surge in long liquidations as altcoins suffer steep losses. $328 million in liquidation. And what did it look like on the flows on Friday? We had outflows on the Bitcoin ETF of 149 million. On the Ethereum, we had outflows by the way, it was not as severe as it was before, 68 million. So still got outflows, still dealing with the reactionary nature of the market, but really it's just been that long-term suffocating sort of feel. Everybody's getting shaken out that one final time. And if you're not understanding why you're being shaken out that one final time, zoom out just a little bit, go back in time to where it was before, and just kind of pay attention to what was, Jesus Christ, what was going on at the same time 4 years ago when you were when the market was about to soar and about to launch. And it's this little range right here leading up into right here leading up into right there. This right here is what you're dealing with right there. So the question right now, and this is Bitcoin, by the way, this is not the rest of the market. This is the Bitcoin part. Okay. Bitcoin ran up to 42,000 right here. And then after that, which is at the beginning of January, then it started dumping super hard into the inauguration, past the inauguration, on and on. Continue to have bearish pressure. Then it flipped on a dime towards the end of the month, and boom, it was off to the races. And that's when we started to establish the new highs. Well, now really looks like that's the same thing. And by the way, we zoom out, we start to see it. This is the same thing's been happening going back over here since 2023. We've been up and away for Bitcoin. And now we're in that January section where did this happen? This was at the top of, this was towards the middle of December. And remember, when we're doing this, we're taking into account like the halving, we're taking account how the holiday sentiment is. So we never know exactly when it's going to pump, but it rhymes. So instead of January 6th, it was December 17 right here. And since then, downward momentum until we get that next reversal. Now, the question about how steep it could get should come down to one simple thing right here, and that's the 200 MA. That 200 MA still continuing its way upwards, but we tend to like to bounce off of it before we have those big blow off moves. And guess what? That's exactly what seems to be happening right now. And just to clarify, this is what happened back in the early part of 2024. We came down, and what happened? We broke above it, came back and tested it, busted out above it, broke down below it, busted off of it when we broke through again, had another parabolic move. And by the way, I say busted off of it. This is really just tracking history. Okay. So when I say it, it's not actively bouncing off of it, if you will. And then bounces off of it again right here, comes underneath for a little while, and then breaks out. So now the question is it going to continue breaking out? So do we have this move, by the way? So last time we had, it was underneath, and then it broke out, and then it corrected, and then it broke out super hard, right? Well, same thing is kind of playing out over here. So we had the break underneath, which break underneath right here, break underneath right here. Then we have that consolidation here. So that leads to, will there be this top happening, which is up here? And that, by the way, is where 124,000 is. So it actually would make sense if it played out this way, as in these are your Elliott waves just kind of playing out overall in the market. I mean, maybe, just maybe, Dow Jones up 122 points. So risk assets might be seeing some positive flow into the market. It's a little bit early it's a little bit early for it, but we could end up seeing some positivity in the market for the early portion. I don't know how it works all day long, but Bitcoin back up to 92.3 right now. So we'll see what happens there. By the way, I got rid of all the other longs. I swapped. I sold the Solana long that I was up. I was up 400% on that one, but it was down to 100%. So I took that one and rolled it into this Bitcoin long. And I'm going to do the same thing. I did the same thing already with the last one. So we'll see how these go. But I got rid of all of them except Bitcoin right now because the market is wonky. And when the market is wonky, let's go with just the main coin, and let's see kind of what happens. So holding on to it, and let's see. So now altcoins under pressure, which, by the way, that's another one of those signs that you want to see, because if you want that next big move, this is how you get that next big move. So right now, this is what you're seeing, and you're seeing the same thing playing out. Remember, we talked about this just before. It's the same thing playing out one more time. Is this move right here, which is happening right here, going to lead to this next big move right there, which would take us up here into the trillions of market cap? That would be where you start to get your $15 XRP. That's where you get the blow off. That's where you get all of your big movement here. And going back over here into January, looking at it from that perspective right here, this is where we were that last time. This is kind of where we are right now, right? Today's the 13th. Here's the 13th right there, that candle. So we had this move up here, and then it came down, and that move right there, if you look at it from a percentage standpoint, it dropped 30% on altcoins. And then after that 30% drop, you had a little bit of sideways trading, but sideways trading going back up to the all-time high, and then breaking out and going from a 200 billion market cap for altcoins all the way up to 1 trillion right here on this run up. So that's the same thing that's getting ready to happen, or at least that's what the market looks like. So I would say that, you know, if that's the way it happened the last time, and there's symmetry to this, then I would say the same thing is about to happen again. Wouldn't you? So I think altcoins, look, I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is the final dip. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like it on that chart. But again, when I say this and when I do this, I am 100% speculating on everything. This market could absolutely dump. You know, Vladimir Putin could launch a nuke somewhere. North Korea could do something radical. China could launch on Taiwan. You know, there's a lot of different things and macroeconomic factors out here that could mess things up. But if they don't, and we start getting a little bit of good news, you might see we're primed right now for the crazy breakout. So let's see whether or not we get that crazy breakout. I mean, that's about the fairest thing that I can say at this point. Also, Ethereum whales are dumping with major losses. The reason that I wanted to bring this up is because of what's going on here. Ethereum whales continue to sell at a loss, with one entity offloading 10,000 ETH for 33 million DAI. Tron founder Justin Sun deposited 320 million worth of ETH to HTX. ETH supply is nearing pre-merge levels, increasing by 45,000 ETH monthly, which means that we've turned inflationary instead of deflationary. Now it's facing resistance at 33.60 and 34.50 amongst strong selling pressure. Again, we haven't, and by the way, a lot of this is, don't forget, there are a bunch of factors, not the least of which is waiting for Donald Trump to kind of take over and change the course of cryptocurrency in the United States, to be able to get staking into the Ethereum ETFs will go a long way towards changing the dynamic, and that's what's probably going to end up happening. We're going to get that kind of switch over. So, I think that we're looking at a move. But here's the thing: Ethereum whales have been offloading, and they're losing money. That's where it gets a little bit weird. Okay. This whale has withdrawn a total of 24,000 ETH worth 81 million from crypto exchange Binance 3 weeks ago using 10 newly created wallets. However, as of now, the whale retains a total of 13,959 worth 45.48 across all these wallets. Now, these are significant totals, telling you that there is a problem. Now, one of the problems is this might be some institution somewhere that's just moving it around and not, necessarily doing anything. Maybe you'll just see it split up amongst wallets. I don't know. But look on chain. We'll be watching that, and they think that there's a problem. So we'll see whether there is. PEPE, in the meantime, maybe the same guy is the one that bought all the PEPE, because whale accumulation has skyrocketed. And what did I tell you guys? Whales like PEPE, and it looks to me like PEPE is going to be one of those $100 billion meme coins. Like if you're betting, if you're a betting man, then I would say that, let me see if there's memes right there. So Dogecoin is the king right now at 48 billion. It's only got a 2x to 100 billion. SHIB has an 8x to 100 billion. PEPE has a 12x. Well, actually, it's about a 14x right now, but a 12 to 14x to 100 billion. And the idea here, in my mind, is that between those three, those are the ones with the opportunity to get on that level. Okay. And PEPE has the longest way to go. And I think that people see that as well. And they also see that there's fewer tokens than there are with SHIB. And I think that passing SHIB is going to be paramount for the next move. And with a reduction in market supply compared to SHIB, I think that there's a possibility, again, that PEPE just really takes off. So the race to 100 billion market cap will be on pretty soon. Now, ultimately, who's going to win that? Dogecoin is going to win. It doesn't seem to me there's any way that something else as a meme coin is going to pass it. However, if there's one that can, it's going to be right now with momentum, PEPE. And by the way, purely speculative. It's not, there's no reason other than because, PEPE represented something to a lot of people during the last 4 or 5 years. So it's probably going to be the one. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably going to be the one that absolutely takes off. The other one that'll absolutely take off, in my mind, is MAGA, that meme coin, because it's still the #1 meme coin in Politify, even at $2.56, got 116 million market cap. So as we get closer to the election, I don't know if we see this surge again. I think that we do. I think that we're seeing the reversal right now. And if what happened here, and we've got this move headed up, if this continues to move this way, then it's going to break out up here, go to 420 next, because, you stoners, and that'll be a pretty big move for MAGA. So I think those two are going to have really big runs coming up real soon. So if you don't have a bag of PEPE, you might want to get a bag just in case, because once this thing starts to rip one more time, again, I'm telling you right now, it is my estimation that there's going to be an explosive sort of move right there. So let's see what happens. All right. So if you have not been, and you've been sleeping under a rock, then you don't know about DevvE. Who is DevvE for? Everyone, of course. Traders can soon use our innovative Dev exchange. Institutions are mind blown by our T+0 settlement solution that removes counter risk. Governments are looking to implement our blockchain to solve real world challenges. revolutionized enterprise are excited to benefit from easy onboarding and efficiencies. And you are early to a blockchain ecosystem that will revolutionize the whole finance sector and beyond. Now, look, this is just fluff at this point, right? Because we haven't made an announcement of who these partners are. And it is not on DevvE or the Dev Exchange or DevX. It's not on anybody to make those announcements. It's on the teams that have partnered with DevvE to do that. So also, it is possible, since this is all in blue, that a rebranding might be underway. Welcome to 2025. It's a new year and all hands on deck. Remember, I told you guys there was a lot going on at the end of last year, and they wanted to get ready to hit the ground running in 2025. So they were getting themselves organized and getting everything ready for this next period of time and the next leg up, if you will. Expansion into institutional solutions, more ESG initiatives, and government adoption and development of gaming applications. The future is bright. Let's build together. Now, by the way, when I say that, when we're talking about DevvE, so we look at DevvE and down to, by the way, where are we at here? $1.39. Now, I just said down to $1.39. That's wild, by the way, because look at this absolute banger of a breakout. And by the way, if I start to look at it and I say, well, you know what, impulse move to here, that makes sense. Then we had another run out of that. Yes. Then I look over here and I say, all right, do that again. Impulse move. Does that check out? And that did the same thing. Yes. So what is going on right here? How does that look? That's a little steeper correction, slightly steeper correction. But I think that means that we're pumping back up to $1.62 at some point very, very quickly over the next little while. And while that is happening, by the way, Fias, remember, Fias is the gas that runs their gaming division. I've been telling you guys all this time. So a couple days ago, it was sitting here at 2 cents. It's now trading at 6 cents. So it went 3x. Like every bag here for DevvE and Fias has been just blowing up, and it's up 3x. And by the way, it's up 3x because it dipped one of those x's because it was up 4x just a few short hours ago. Going into noon yesterday, it was absolutely pumping to infinity and beyond, if you will. So, and also, if you look here, then you can see a few hours ago, it looks like it had a correction and a move. I don't know if that represents the next, I don't know yet. This is, not a huge trade volume, 528,000 in trade volume. Not a huge, I don't know if there's one more big move. I mean, if there's one more big move, then, this is, there's the last move, right? So off of the bottom of that move right there, you're talking about going to 10 cents. So if it goes to 10 cents, by the way, that would be a 5x off of that last. So, I mean, look, and by the way, it's 20 million market cap. If it goes to, if it goes to 100 million market cap, it goes 5x from where it is right now. That's going to be almost 30 cents. So, and again, we're at the beginning of the market. We're at the beginning of the bull run. So the altcoin bull run, I guess I should say. So, we've seen a little bit of sell off. We're going to see a whole lot of buying back over the next bunch of days. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happened. George Lopez Garcia says, what happened to MYRO? I don't know. They tried to get me to make a video for free. And, he was like, oh, just make the video, bro. I don't think so. What happened to MYRO? Nothing. MYRO's at 50 million market cap. I mean, I don't know what happened to MYRO. It's not moving. Let's see right here. Let's go to this one. All right. There's some kind of pause on that pairing, which is weird. There you go. Still 50 million market cap. I mean, it's, it just, like the rest of the market, it's just everything's cooked. The new money has to come in. Money has to come out of Bitcoin. All the money that used to be in this market, by the way, that was sitting in meme coins, I mean, like it's now sitting in Bitcoin. I mean, it's not really hard to figure out if you just zoom out. When we were talking about over a year ago, where was Bitcoin? Bitcoin was at 40,000, 50,000. So, there's a ton of money in Bitcoin that was not there before. I mean, a ton of money that's in Bitcoin now that was not there before, and in a lot of these other ones as well. So, I mean, it's just not in MYRO. All the money that's been coming out of MYRO over time has been working its way up the chains, if you will. That doesn't mean that it's not going to spike again. I mean, like if you're at this level and you were at 45 cents before, and that market cap represented, where was that? 450 million, then MYRO is going to go to $1 billion market cap at least, which is going to be 20x from where it is right now. So what happened to MYRO? The whole market happened to MYRO. There's very few, everything kind of consolidates. The market's the market. Anyway, DevvE, if you haven't, make sure you go check that out. Now, MSI token, if you have not checked this one out, this is the gas that runs right here in a bloody market. It's standing strong and it's holding up pretty well overall. But if you check it out right here, then up until a few minutes ago, it was going really hard. And then, of course, we had the market. The market is the market, I guess. So if you want, get in on a bag of, this is on a 1 hour, right? Yeah. On MSI, the end of this is very, very simple. The end of this is very simple. Okay. Ticker trending is buying massive amounts of MSI. It's only a matter of time, just like the rest of the market. I just told you that MYRO at 50 million market cap is going to go to $1 billion market cap on its next little run up. It's going to go to $1. And when it does, that's going to be a 20x boom. Well, all the rest of these are going to do the same thing. So MSI, at least a 20x. It's at a 3 million market cap right now. I said before that I think 250 million market cap is the move for MSI. And that is almost 100x from where we are right now. So I think I said 500 million would be, I would consider that to be a resounding success if it got 500 million. That's 125 or 140x away from like where we are right now. I'm sorry, it's 166.7% away from where we are right now. So I think that's a big move. I think that would be a fairly crazy, explosive sort of breakout. So, let's see what happens. But Monkey Soul Inu, if you haven't already, certainly go check it out. Get yourself a little bag. Things are going to fly pretty soon. They're just not flying right now, but they will. So, you know what I mean? RoboDrive25 says $7 to $10 for XRP this year, $25 for XRP this year, no less. Also, CC Coin, if you're interested, go check it out. Now, listen, it finally had a little bit of a sell-off, but let me show you as an example what a sell-off means for CC Coin. It's got holders. There are holders that are just kind of holding on. God damn it, I don't have another word for it. But I think that we're going to run back up here to 34.95 in pretty short order. Like this is the area that I think we're coming to again very shortly. Doesn't mean that there won't be a dip, but it seems like the dip came down to exactly where it was supposed to, which means that new holders were added. And if you guys remember, 1 week ago, we were talking about like the start of 600 holders. Now there's about an extra 78 holders from where it was before. So there are now 78 new holders of CC coin. That is going to get exponentially bigger. That's going to get exponentially bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And CoinsCheck is here herself to remind me that Solana is dipping down to $178 and that pairing is the reason for the negative ratio right now. And that when it reverses, then this thing is going to absolutely pop and go redonkulous. Wait, I was on, that's what I was on. Yeah, that's what I was on. I was on CC Soul. Ew. Anyway, so anyway, if you haven't already, check it out. It's gonna spark like hard. And look, there's any moment now Solana is actually going to break out. I know I keep saying it, but the market conditions haven't been it really hasn't just been that slam dunk moment yet. But it's coming. Once we find this bottom and we attract the buyers, then it's going to absolutely explode. There we go. Yeah, so it's all kind of the same, relatively speaking. But you're getting downward momentum. What you're seeing is more red from Solana, so you're getting downward momentum because of Solana. That's what it ultimately means. So that's what's happening. That's what's going on in the markets. As far as the liquidation area here, I mean, you can just kind of see what kind of crazy has been happening. We'll go to the 2 weeks because I think the 2 week will probably give you a pretty good look. Yeah, I mean, it wicked way down here. Got all the, remember, by the way, we were talking about this not that long ago, not that long ago, about how we needed that wick to come down into that range, or we may not get that opportunity, but also there was a lot of money just kind of sitting there, like I think it was 88,000. So we came down here and we wicked deep into that money. So the question now becomes, how much money has developed? Yeah, it swept down here and wiped it all out. So that was a good flush right there, all the way through that liquidity. So now the question would be on the 24, do we have money up above us that we can start breaking back into? And the answer to that is a dip to 90,090 seems more likely at this point, unless we get up to this range. 96,000 is not even looking. Yeah, you have to go up above 96,000. Have to go up above 96,000 to really see a move. So there might be some bearishness in this market. So we'll see what happens. So we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this short a little bit early. I'm gonna try to get these done faster every single day, so that we can get about our the rest of our moves. RoboDrive, 70,000 for a Bitcoin bottom. No, there's a futures gap around 80,000. So I think at the absolute worst, that futures gap might get filled at 80,000. But ultimately, when I look at the market, what I see is we're not going to 80,000. We're more likely to go upwards. And if we go to 80,000, it's going to be in the bear market next time around. However, it's only about 13,000 away from where we are at this moment. So anything is possible. I mean, here's the thing to consider. BlackRock is not selling like crazy. The ETFs are not selling like crazy. What is selling like crazy is not that. So I would say Michael Saylor's not selling. I would say that there is probably a lot more long-term hodling right now on Bitcoin. and it would be a lot tougher to dump on the price. I don't know that it can't be done, right? But it would take a coordinated effort, the likes of which might not currently be available. I don't know, but we'll see. Michael Saylor didn't buy 2,500 Bitcoin last night for it to dip $4,000 today. Now, ultimately, I don't think he cares, but ultimately, I also know that the more he has, the more he knows that he can protect his own price point. So it's only up from here, guys. So that's it. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you again very, very 2024 was a massive year for Cryptonomy.finance, and 2025 expects to be even bigger. Folks, we're getting into the bull run right now, and to celebrate, Cryptonomy is having a New Year giveaway with a chance to start 2025 with something quite extraordinary. The prizes up for grabs at Cryptonomy are a Range Rover autobiography. 3 winners will receive 1 Bitcoin each. There'll be 30 iPhone 16 Pro Max winners and 100 winners of $100 in PEPE. And how you participate is this: open and hold active margin positions on Cryptonomy's trading platform, invest in the Launchpool during the eligibility period, and entries will close on January 11 at 11:59 p.m. UTC. The winners will be announced on January 12. So what does that look like? All right, I ain't no fool. So we're going 20,000 into the Launchpool contract. Now, I'm going to use the bronze level. We've created the contract, so we are locked in. Also, the second thing that we had to do was set up a margin trading position. My position right now on my Bitcoin long is 148.5%. On Ethereum, 123.76. We're getting into the bull run right now. We're going to open up a long with 50 Solana. We're going to take that position right now. 148% is the expected profit. We're going to use a 10x leverage position, and we've confirmed. And now we have another position open, 50 Solana this time. Let's see how this goes. I think these are going to be incredible returns. Join me on this journey. Now look, we already know a lot about Cryptonomy and its strengths, and I'm excited to highlight them again. As someone who's worked with the company for a long time, I'm confident to say that 2025 is set to be a breakthrough year. With major updates and collaborations on the horizon, Cryptonomy is ready to soar to new heights. You can earn great passive returns on staking and other programs. You can gain exclusive bonuses, including Cryptonomy token airdrops at their launches in early 2025, and enjoy countless other perks that come with being part of this growing ecosystem. Now is the perfect time to get involved. Don't miss your chance to benefit from everything Cryptonomy has to offer and kickstart your journey with a winning